Yes, people. We are back live. We are back live on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube for another edition of the ManDem United podcast, the podcast dedicated to all things Manchester United. And we're back on Tuesdays. Myself, Ivorian, is in the building as well. So it's good to be back on here on Tuesdays because there's no European football this week. And
Absolutely.
obviously back with Ivorian as well. What are you telling me though, fam? You good?
Nah, I'm good. I'm blessed, man. I do apologize for people that haven't seen me for a while, but I'm back now. Your boy everyone's back. It's back to talk about Manchester United. Doing well so far. Despite most recent events that's happening in the weekend, still cheery, still happy, Flawless. What are you telling me?
All good, man. All good. Like outside of football, I'm all good. And even like within football, like, yes, it's disappointing to lose, but I think it was our first loss in 10, which is good. I like perspective is needed. It was a bad day at the office. Obviously, we'll discuss it in more detail. Pick up to Peter who says we're only 9 minutes late, not too
Exactly.
bad. Yo, we here. Actually, we're not, we were 5 minutes late because we set the timer. So Peter, give us our 4 minutes. All right, man. We were 5 minutes late, not 9. All right, you know what I'm saying? But people know where to my guy Matisse. Lateness is greatness, but we're here.
Absolutely.
But yeah, bad. All I looked at it was a bad day at the office. But Double A said something to me on Saeed's channel when we did the Unfiltered podcast, and shout out to the whole gang over there. And he was like, "Does it not show how far United have gone? Where we're really disappointed about that defeat? Whereas last season, Ivorian, when we're doing ManDem Uniteds, when we're losing." Where it's more expectation. We're like, you know what, we lost. We expected to lose. It wasn't no
Absolutely.
disappointment. It was more. This is the norm. Whereas, like when I look at it, there's this game, there's the Manchester City game, and then the first two. I think are they the only 4 games we've lost in the Premier League, and then you got the
Yeah,
Sociedad game.
yeah,
That's it.
absolutely. Just but roughly 4 games we've lost this year, right? This
Yeah, in the
season.
Premier League.
Mhm.
And if
No,
somebody would have,
in total, overall,
is overall
one
now, you
game
got
Sociedad, two
you get the
Premier League
Sociedad game.
games. We lost against what? Who else? Just recently, Aston Villa, and then
Yeah,
what
we
else?
got Villa City and the opening two, so that's 4, and then Sociedad
That's
is 5. But
five.
back to the
That's not
point
bad.
is, yeah, forget the opening two because Ten Hag's like figuring stuff out. Since
Mhm.
then, you know what I'm saying? We've done the business. Like we've done the business. There's only the draw against Newcastle, and I understand where we're at. We aren't the best team in the league, people. We're not Champions League winning side. We're not a Champions League contending side. So these type of things are going to happen. And all it was at Villa, bad day at the office. You can't go 2 goals down. Is it disappointing? Yes. But it's all about bouncing back against Villa on Thursday and then ending the Premier League campaign before the World Cup, because obviously it stops for the World Cup, and getting that victory at Fulham and moving on. Because I look at the table and it's like we're roundabouts to me, kind of like where we should be. Anywhere from 3 to 6 is kind of be because there's so many variables regarding other teams. There's so many like Liverpool, Chelsea, Tottenham, Newcastle. Like those 4 there, there's so many variables with those, so we don't really know. But yeah, your thoughts on the Villa game. We'll start there. We'll start with the Villa game.
Okay, that Villa game, of course, disappointing in terms of the results and the performance overall. You know, the only thing I can say, actually, I can say a lot of things. Looking at the game in the first 45 minutes, yes, we lost the game within 12 minutes, Flawless, which is true because as soon as those 2 goals went in, we knew exactly that we've lost this game, you know, because of the performance at the first 10, 15 minutes. Villa was all over us. And you can just see the team itself was tired, lackluster. So I was upset when I done my match reaction because, of course, it's a Sunday. You tune in at 2 p.m. You know, your ops just beat Chelsea. You're thinking, now we need to win. Like, and then we lose and you're thinking, now my whole week has been fucked up because Manchester United didn't deliver. You know, they didn't really deliver on Thursday against Real Sociedad. They did deliver, but they didn't really complete the assignment. And then not delivering against Aston Villa was just a slap in the face, you know. And we needed those 3 points, considering the fact that Tottenham dropped points. But back to the game, when that first 45 minutes, it was lost for Manchester United throughout. The second half, where changes needed to be made, it never happened. And you can just tell, again, I said it before, this team is tired. The Thursday game, lack of goals. And it concerned me leading up to this game, knowing that there's a lack of goals. And then repeating the same starting lineup, knowing that the players that's tired. And putting Garnacho in that position and putting Rashford on the right-hand wing and Ronaldo up front, a tired Ronaldo. He's been tired since last season. Let's be real, the way he's been playing. Yeah.
We gonna talk about Mr. Cristiano Ronaldo. We don't get there.
know.
Go on.
But one thing I have to say, guys, after that game, And after playing Football Manager, I've just got the most recent Football Manager. And I have to say, what Ten Hag is doing right now with Manchester United, the position that we're in, very much accurate, because me too, I'm struggling with this Manchester United team as well, Flawless. It's hard to sell players. I can't even sell Jones, you know? I can't sell people like Fred.
You just got to release Jones or put him out alone with the option to buy, man.
I tried to terminate those contracts. He wasn't having it, just like in real life. I had to sell him. You got
to do loan with option to buy.
I sold him for kids. He told me at the start of the season he's considering his future at the end of his contract. No, he didn't know that I was going to sell him in January as soon as he was fully fit. So that's the problem there. So I understand Ten Hag. This team is full of 3-star players out of 5. If you guys play Football Manager, these are just bang average football players and a couple of 4 stars. So I understand what Ten Hag is stress to manage this Manchester United team, especially with this squad because it's weak. And it needs strengthening. We can see it now. Like, we're not going to go far if we don't strengthen. We need a striker, Flawless. It's evident from Sunday's game. Even though Martial is there, we know that Martial might get injured as well. It's 50-50 when it comes to Martial. We definitely need a striker. But the game was just a disappointment. Ten Hag could have made some changes. To me, in my opinion, you're looking at Fred thinking, okay, we're playing at Villa, new manager bounce. We need to probably solidify the midfield and put someone like Fred to have his energy next to Christian Eriksen. And you can see Christian Eriksen needs a rest. But Flawless, one thing we have to address.
Go on.
Bruno's absence was evidence.
Oh, we're going to get to that. We're going to get to that because people...
Regardless of our opinions that he does a heading in the whole 90 minutes, the guy's important to the team in terms of adding creativity. Because Eriksen can't do it on his own. It's true. As much as we have our negative thoughts towards Bruno, there are some positive things.
Ain't even negative thoughts, it's facts. One, that's testament. That's testament to where this team is at, that we miss Bruno Fernandes. Let's not forget, you just mentioned the Sociedad game, where we failed to create, we failed to score. Guess who played in that game?
Bruno Fernandes.
Hey, but people on the right. People will act like there's many games in the 10 we didn't create. You know what I'm saying? Even though he's been better this season. My point is the fact that we did miss him, which I do agree with. I think we missed him not so much for the creativity, more his energy, legs, pressing. And the fact that we're talking about our number 10 defensive attributes, tell you all you need to know. But let's not go there, people, because people don't want to have that conversation with me. Because me and Bainesy had that conversation. Me and others have had that conversation. He's the only number 10 in European football at the highest level where people discuss his defensive attributes. People don't tell me about his offensive attributes. People tell me about his defensive attributes. You know what that tells me? That this guy's not all that, number 1. Number 2, that goes to show why we are where we are at. Because Bruno is important to this side. The fact that Bruno Fernandes is that important to this side, I don't think he's that important, but let's say he's important to the side. The fact that he's important to the side goes to show where we're at. This is why we're not contending for the Premier League. This is why we can't win the Premier League. This is why we're not contending for the Champions League. This is why we wouldn't win the Champions League. This is why we're not even in the Champions League, because we are hanging our hat on somebody who is not good enough in Bruno Fernandes. Now, we've got 2 midfielders and who are better than him. And I said this on this very show the season before. And I've said it countless times on countless streams where if United are to go forward with Bruno Fernandes, who I believe can be a part of a successful team, don't get a mistake, and I think he can be, but you have to improve in that area. We don't win anything if he's our best midfielder. To me, he's our 3rd best midfielder. All of a sudden, we look better. It's not a coincidence. Casemiro's better and Eriksen's better. Simple, people. I'm just talking in terms of level. So before people are like, they play different positions and Bruno's an attacking midfielder and Casemiro's a defensive midfielder, that is true. I'm just talking skill. You know what I'm saying? Casemiro is a miles better defensive midfielder than Bruno is an attacking midfielder. Eriksen is a much better deep line playmaker than Bruno is an attacking player. He's our 3rd best. He's the 3rd wheel. He is the 3rd wheel of our midfield. 110%. That's a fact, people. That's a fact. You don't believe me? Don't ask fans of our club. Ask rival fans. You have the choice between Casemiro, Bruno, or Eriksen. Guarantee you, tell them you can pick one from those 3. Guarantee Bruno never gets picked. Ask whoever you want, people. You know what I'm saying? Ask Liverpool fans. You can ask Arsenal fans. You can ask Chelsea, for any fans of any club. Guarantee you Bruno don't get picked. Guaranteed it. Peter's in the chat. Jez is in the chat. Ask them 2 brothers. One supports Chelsea, one supports Spurs.
And you know what, Flawless, yeah? There was also one player that really, I've had enough. I've had enough of all this.
Yeah, go on.
Give him more time. Flores, first of all, have you ever seen that movie called The Invisible Man?
Nah, I've never seen The Invisible Man. No.
The star of the show was playing for us, and his name is Donny van der Beek, because that guy was invincible throughout the whole game, the game beforehand. You know what? Yeah, we've all said give him time, give him games. But the games we've seen him with the B team at times 2 years ago, playing for Manchester United, and also with the first team, I've had enough. Flawless, you know.
So you talk about Bruno Fernandes.
I'm writing him off. I'm writing him off because based on what I've seen, even though we haven't seen so much of it, like there's a reason why. I look at it now. There's a reason why Ragnick didn't favor him. There's a reason why Oli, even though Oli didn't want to buy him, didn't really favor him, and Carrick as well kind of neglected him. And look at when he went to Everton. I understand he had an injury, but Lampard as well, when he returned to full fitness, ignored him. And you look at his own man's Ten Hag as well, ignored him at the start of the season, giving him his opportunities, bro. The guy's invisible. He does nothing. You can tell me he's a ghost number 10, that all he does is run into space to create spaces for other people. But I didn't see none of that in the last 2 games that he played. And I'm seeing the same Donny van der Beek that I've been seeing. Just not effective. Not taking his chances. You know, take your chances.
Yeah, what I will say is I disagree in terms of I'm not going to completely write him off. However, I understand your criticism of him in the Aston Villa game. I gave him a bly in the Sociedad game. First game back.
Yeah, first game
injured. Back. I was like, all right, get minutes under your belt. You weren't good. The Villa game, I was disappointed. But the reason why I'm not going to completely write him off is because you mentioned Bruno Fernandes, who we've seen multiple times and give multiple opportunities to. McTominay, another one. Fred, another one. Multiple players. Luke Shaw, the biggest culprit, who's almost been here 10 years. I'm still waiting for him to have 2 good seasons back to back. But, you know, that's a whole different conversation. So with Donny, I'm not going to say I'm done. I'm still like, all right, if you don't play the next game, cool. But next time you play and you get a couple of games back to back, you have to perform. And with the way the schedule is, he's going to get game time. Like the amount of games we have to play, adding in the 2 Europa League games, which means we have to move, I think, 2 Premier League games. And I don't know where we're going to move them to, because it's looking like 3 games a week in certain weeks from like February onwards. Like you got the Carabao Cup, if we get through on Thursday, which we'll discuss. The FA Cup starts in January. And then obviously you got Premier League games. And then we're not already a game behind anyway because of the Queen passing. When a game was postponed as well.
We still have 1 game in hand.
So we still got that 1 game, and then you got the other 2 games that have now been moved from the Europa League. So that's 3. I don't know where we're going to fit in all of them, especially if we go further in the 2 domestic cups. But yeah, with Donny, I'm not going to give up on him because I'm going to give you more than 2 games in a row. But he has to perform next time he plays. Next time I see you, you have to perform.
Look, it's an interesting thing that you said earlier on. We've seen McFred play. We've seen we've seen Bruno Fernandes play. Yeah, we've seen Donny van der Beek play. Everyone's seen him play. He's had at least 40 games for Manchester United in his last 3 years. Matches? At least 40 games in the last 3 years. I'm talking about the 3 years. I'm looking at it overall 3 years because guess what? When I was playing Football Manager, I've been playing Donny van der Beek. One of his add-ons for the 40th appearances. We'll get like 1.2 million. I'm like thinking, bro, it's been 3 years, fam. What you mean? This add-on should have been done a long time ago. This is how much he hasn't been playing. But yeah, back to it. Yeah,
he's played 31 matches for us in total.
So he's
in total. No, I tell a lie because that's the cup. It's 56 actually.
56 games in 56. Total, including substitutions. Like we've seen the other guys play, and we can all say yes, these men are shit. But these men have had good games. People like Fred and McTominay and Bruno have had good games. Now, the question is, how many games can you account for that Donny had good games? Because it's slim. It's slim pickings right now.
It is slim. But
I think bad games.
I think if you give him the amount of stats them 3 have had, he has the same amount of good games.
Hopefully, we should see this season.
I think he will. Because I don't think there's levels between... There's not levels between Donny and McTominay and Fred in terms of just level and just skill. I don't think it is. You know what it is? You know what them 3 do very well that tricks people? And Russell Westbrook said, was it Russ who said it about Pat Bev? Or Pat Bev said it about Russ? Well, they said it about each other. They just be running around tricking you. And that's what people don't get. I've noticed this. If you run around a lot, you will get a bly. You will get a bly. That's why Bruno gets a bly. That's why McTominay gets a bly. That's why Fred to an extent gets a bly because they look busy. That's why if we're taking it to other clubs, and I was watching Lewis's stream earlier, the guy they talk, Mason Mount, gets a bly because he runs around a lot. That's what that is. If you are, especially if you are a central midfielder, so whether that's defensive, offensive, whether that's a 6, whether that's an 8, whether that's a 10, if you press and work hard and run around, people equate that to talent. No, that's the bare minimum. And if Donny ran around, I guarantee you the conversation on him would be much different. If he crashed it, if he closed down and crashed into crashed into their left back or something like that, yeah, that's why Donny needs to be in the team. The heart, the passion and desire. That's what it is. I've noticed this, man. Yo, Bruno be tricking y'all, man. Word to Pat Bev, word to Russell Westbrook, because I think Russ said it about Patrick Beverley, and then Patrick Beverley said it about Russ afterwards, like big, like to basketball players for those that don't know. And he said, yo, he just be running around tricking y'all. That's what Bruno does. Bruno be running around tricking y'all. Because you know what he did against Scotty, Dad? Ran around and he be tricking y'all. And the reason why I'm saying y'all is because that's the context in which it was said. I'm saying Cavani the same, Fardine. Another one. If you run around, it'd be tricky, especially as like an offensive player or a midfielder. I've noticed that. Because the players who people get onto, Sancho does deserve criticism. But I've noticed it's like Rashford won't get the same. Like he had to be really, really, really bad to get that. And it's like, because Rashford be running around. And when Rashford stopped last season, that's when he received more criticism. When Rashford stopped doing all of that type of stuff, running down blind alleys, closing down, etc. And we was critical of him for that. But I'm like, because people really equate pressing and running around and things of this nature to talent. Like, that doesn't mean you're good. But like I say, Donny does need to, and Donny will get ample opportunities. Will he play against Villa in the Carabao Cup? Probably not, because Bruno's back.
Oh, he probably can. You know what? Give him another game.
Ten Hag plays him? I don't think Ten Hag plays him. I don't think so.
After those 2 performances and with Bruno being back, but then again, I say this: Eriksen needs a rest. Maybe Donny can play. In these games,
I'd like to see
as much as I'm against it, he needs games. I want to see Donny van de Beek do well because I was a fan when he first came in. When he was at Ajax, I was a fan. I was thinking we've got a very good midfielder, a playmaker, a holding midfielder, and also a box-to-box. So that can get himself with high-level technical abilities. But so far, it hasn't shown. And yes, he did have 6 months where he never played for Ajax. When the whole COVID ended the Eredivisie season. So that had an impact of him coming to Manchester United. But Oli not playing in when playing other players never given the opportunity. I still was behind him, even though I saw lackluster performances and performance where I thought, it's because he hasn't been playing. This season is the season that we need to see Donny turn up, because this season I'm expecting if he doesn't perform, the club will sell him. So yeah, I'm still behind Donny, even though I'm done, but I'm still behind him. Like, when no one says I'm done with you, I don't have my hands on your back, but I've got the fingertip of my hand at your back. I still got you, bro. I still got your back, bro. Just the fingertip. It's just there. It's almost coming up to nothing. You know what I mean?
I get exactly what he's saying. But he has to. But like I said, the reason why I'm not writing him off, even though in these 2 games he has been poor, I'm looking at it and going, I'm going to give you more chance to fail, but you need to perform. That's where I'm at with Donny. I'm on you need to step up, which is cool. Because like what I don't understand is he's not performed. Cool. When other players haven't performed, why are people not on their case? I don't get it. Like, not you, Ivor. You're critical of everybody if they play in poor, but people will be like, Donny's not good enough. He needs to be sold. But let's keep Luke Shaw. That makes no sense to me. You know what I'm saying? Let's build around Bruno Fernandes. Ronaldo's the guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's talk about performance. When's the last time Ronaldo performed, people? People want to talk performances.
Ask his missus, bro.
Now
She'll tell you when the last time he performed. Because he ain't performing for us.
This guy, that's how this guy, Back to my point. That's a perfect example. Ronaldo, and I've stated this. Donny's played 2 matches in a row, and people are on his case. Fair enough, especially the second one. The first one, I give him more of a blag. He's coming back from injury. Name me a game this season, people, where Ronaldo was started and he's played well. Please, somebody enlighten me. And as I keep stating, he's played the weaker opposition. He played Sociedad twice. He played Sheriff twice. Yeah. He played Omonia twice. That's 6. He played Brentford. 7. I'm saying he played No, he didn't play Newcastle. He played against Villa. 8. There's 8 games, people. Somebody tell me a game where and when I say he started, and he's played 7 out of 10 or above. But yeah, people will be like, right off Donny. All I want from people is the same energy. If you're saying, all right, Donny needs to be sold. You should have that same energy for Cristiano Ronaldo and Luke Shaw.
Absolutely.
And Bruno Fernandes, I'm sorry. Because he's had some terrible games as well. Like, we just forgetting that we had our worst ever season last season. Or if it's a clean slate thing, I'm still on the Ronaldo thing. Like, yo, all right, how come you lot don't have that energy? Like, don't pick and choose. And Peter says it here, any player who exhibits the qualities that English football glorifies as their main attributes will be overhyped. Facts. That's what it is. Pressing, tackling, work rate, all the dog work. English fans and media love those players. Jordan Henderson won PFA Player of the Year by doing that stuff. Jordan Henderson. Nowhere in any top league in any country should Jordan Henderson be winning PFA Player of the Year. Can he be a functional player in the system? Yes, he exhibits all the attributes we're talking about.
Flawless, I'll just be right back. Just
no stress, man. Yeah, do your thing, man. No stress. Hard working. You know what I'm saying? And that closing down every blade of grass. You know what I'm saying? Understands the club. Gets other players going. He's not. How is he winning PFA Player of the Year when he's not even top 3 players for Liverpool? He's not even top 3 players for Liverpool. You know what I'm saying? He ain't even top 5. He ain't even top 5 at that point. No one can't tell me he's better than Van Dijk. He's better than Trent. He's better than Robertson. He's better than Mo Salah. He's better than Firmino. He's better than Fabinho. He's better than Mane. That's 7. Like, come on, man. Outrageous, but he'll get all the praise. When them players that I just named are better than him. Like, no doubt. It's not even a debate that Fabinho is better than Henderson. I'm not talking about Fabinho now, but I'm saying when they was at their pinnacle. Like, it's ridiculous, man. Jez says, I think players like him need to be dominating the ball most of the time to show his ability. In dogfights, I'm not sure about him. That's fair. Fardeen says, seriously, Eriksen is looking like Eriksen from Inter. No, Eriksen's been well. He's played well. He's just had a dip in form, which will happen. Every player dips in form. Name me a player at Manchester United that hasn't dipped in form this season. Probably minus Martinez. He's probably the only one. Maybe him, Dalot. Are the only 2 I can think of. You haven't dipped in form. Casemiro, once he got up to Sevilla, that's free. And 2 of them are new signings. So, yeah, I'd just say he's just dipped in form. He's not the only one. Bruno's form hasn't been great. Rashford's form hasn't been great the whole way through. Bruno's form hasn't. Ronaldo, who I just mentioned. Sancho's hasn't. I'm saying McTominay's form dipped. Like, form will dip. Where else we keep going? Yeah, you are. Yeah. Shane Ivorian is a comedian, 100%. He'll be back shortly, people, as well. Peter says, problem with players like Donny is that your team isn't consistent enough consistent enough technically to utilize a player like him. You can't just drop him in the trenches. He's too bougie for that. Pretty much so. And that's me. You know what I'm saying? When I play ball, I'm too bougie to be in the trenches like that. Like, yo, you better get me the ball and pass it to my feet. I'm saying none of this having to stretch to reach the ball or running behind and running. Yo, get past the ball into my feet so we can play and I can start attacks. And that's what it is with Donny. But again, this comes back to systems and him only playing 2 matches and us not playing well. Man mentioned Eriksen's not in the best of form. The team didn't play well. Does Donny still need to do more even when we're in the trenches? Yes. And do I expect more from him? Yes. Do I think we will get better performances from him? Also, yes. You know what I'm saying? Like, also, yes. But understand where we're at, people. As a team, I think people have lost sight. I don't know if it's the good form that has made people lose sight of where Manchester United are at. Peter pointed out to me that Manchester United, I believe, got 7 clean sheets. I think in the Premier League all last season. I think we now have 5 in the Premier League. So we've almost matched that total. And we ain't even 20 games into a 30-game season. And we've already almost matched our clean sheet total. So that's improvement. Also, injuries take a hit. When you take out our better players, we are going to suffer. When you take out 3 of our 4 best attackers, we are going to suffer. Whether you rate Sancho or not, he's one of our better attackers. So Sancho's missing, Anthony's missing, Martial's missing. That's 3 of our best 4. I put Rashford in that mix. So you're going to take a hit. Varane for Lindelof, the drop-off is crazy. Lindelof has done well up until that point. But the reason why I'm critical of Lindelof, go watch the Aston Villa 3rd goal. Ollie Watkins pretty much picked the ball up from the halfway line. And Lindelof didn't engage with him. And he somehow managed to dribble all the way into our box and then lay it off for Ramsey, who then scored. Lindelof needs to be out-pressed, clatter him. You either take the man, take the ball, or both. I don't even think he's on a yellow card at that point. Be smart. Lindelof's a seasoned individual. Like in terms of he's experienced. He's been playing at the highest level for the longest time. He's played in international tournaments for his country. That's just basics. And that's why I'm so critical of him. Because if that's Martinez, people are mentioning that. If that's Maguire, people are mentioning that. But because it's Lindelof, he seems to just get away with it. And I don't despise or hate him. I've just been stating for the longest that this guy is not good enough. And if that's Varane out there, that goal doesn't happen. Because I think Varane engages, he either takes the ball or takes a foul. It's unforgivable. And too often we've seen this where he's just passive. And hopefully Varane will get fit. And, well, he will get fit. And then hopefully he can stay fit, which he did. And we're back to it because that partnership is important. But that goes to show how light we are at centre-backs. I said it, we need 2 centre-backs. We need a right-back. We need 2 centre-backs. We need 2 midfielders. You know what I'm saying? We need another right winger. And we need 3 strikers. Look how many I just named. So I said 2 centre-backs, a right-back, 2 midfielders, that's 5. Another right winger, that's 6. And 9. 9. I'm saying players. We 9 players. That's a full team, people. So this is why I don't get so upset and get so mad at disappointment when I'm here sat here saying, yeah, United need 9 players. And that's after having a great window. And that's after a new manager coming in. That's after a manager inheriting a mess. He's inheriting a mess. And he's doing a good job with it. This is why, even though I can criticize Ten Hag for the Villa game and not making changes sooner, it's like, you got it wrong. But where are we at? People so interested in winning battles. How about winning the war? And obviously, the more battles you win, the more war, and you're more likely to win the war, but you are going to lose battles. Yo, blood will be shed. I'm saying you will lose soldiers. You will get shot. Hypothetically, people. I'm just using it as an analogy. You will get shot. And that's what it is. But people act like, getting shot. Oh my God, we got shot. Like, we're going to lose. No. The war is still the same. Where it depends on, I'm talking from a Manchester United fan perspective and my perspective, where you was at the start of the season. What did you look at? I said the Premier League was 4th on the priority list for me. Can't believe I'm saying that. I think that's the first time I've ever said that. This is the first time I can ever in my lifetime support Manchester United. And I've been supporting United a long time, where Premier League is not even not top priority or joint with the champs. When I'm growing up and Fergie's there, it's Premier League, Champions League. They're the top 2 priorities. Obviously, we ain't in the champs we ain't in the champs this season, but the priority to me, I've said from the start, is Europa. Then I put FA Cup. Then I put League Cup. Then I put Premier League. I ain't trying to be the best runners up. That's what Arsenal are going to be. They taking that mantelpiece from Liverpool. I'm not into that. I don't celebrate that. This is why I don't celebrate top 4. This is you'll never see me say, yo, we're going to finish top 4. Let's celebrate that. We're to roll deep. You know what I'm saying? Like, no. That's never, ever, ever me. That's the bare minimum. Because you don't get a trophy for that. That's how I'm looking at it. Like, Newcastle celebrating top 4 makes sense. I get that. When Leicester finished top 4, I get that. But if you where Manchester United want to be, or Liverpool want to be, or Chelsea or Spurs, top 4 shouldn't be celebrated. What trophy do you win? Someone tell me. It's not like these teams are like in desperate need of the revenue from the champs. That's why I said go win the Europa League. I actually think this game against Villa on Thursday is more important than the one we just lost. If I could choose a game to win, I'd pick the one on Thursday. And I said this beforehand. And I said unpopular opinion. And people were like, it's the Premier League. Why are people getting so mad and irate about Premier League performances? Did that cost us the title? If we were in a title race and we would have lost, I'd be pissed off. If the Newcastle game, I'd be pissed because they're the type of games that can cost you a league. We're not in a title race, people. We're not contending for the title. We're in a top 4 race, cool. But if we do what we're supposed to in the Europa League, which we'll get into, we'll be in the Champions League anyway. So that's how I'm looking at it. What are you telling me, Ivorian?
What was the topic first of all?
So I have no idea. I just went off on one. You know what I'm saying?
You went off on one.
I just went off on one, man. Yeah, I'm saying, just talking about different things. Because someone mentioned this comment from Pierce. So I was talking about Donny, and then I was talking about Lindelof being at fault for the goal. And then just how. Yeah, I just went off on one. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, like that's legit. That's legit what it is. And just saying how the Premier League is 4th priority for me this season. That's not saying I don't want us to do well and win games.
The priority has always been to try and win Europa League. You know, in my opinion, because that's what we need to win. And then, like I said it before, win the Europa League, so we can get into that position of Champions League. Because as you can see in the league right now, it's tough. It's freaking tough to break into the top 4. You've got Newcastle who are doing so well at this present moment. You know, winning. Miguel Almiron doing madness. He's never was like this last season. You're wondering what's changed. Is it the money? You know, he was never like this last season. He wasn't about this goal scoring. But yeah, and then you've got as well Chelsea in and out. You've got Liverpool maybe coming back up again. Arsenal still doing their thing, refusing to lose. I still can't believe they refuse to lose. But yeah, your fall will come, Arsenal. You know, it will come. Just don't know when. Yeah, so this will be difficult for us to get into the top 4. And you know, City will win the league. So that's why I was saying definitely Europa League is a priority for us to get back into the Champions League.
And that's when I'll be like, and we'll talk about Europa League and drawing Barcelona. We'll get to this. Big up to Marcel. He says, big up Flawless and Ivorian. I love this podcast. Big up. I love to see my in the mud.
Big up Marcel as well.
Where I'm not in the mud. I'm good. You know what I'm saying? And that is like, it is what it is. Like being in the mud is losing at home to Leeds. That's in the mud. Slapped up by Emery and Villa. Ivorian, your meltdown after the Villa game was comedy. Love to see it. Hey, big up for supporting the man. Big up, man. Big up every single time. Big up Z as well. Says big up. Let me pull that comment back up. Big up, guys. Flawless, unfortunately, I can't stick around today, but big up to you, bro. Keep doing your thing. We'll catch you next stream. Big up, Z, man. You lot, make sure you hit the like button as well. Subscribe to the channel and subscribe to Ivorian's channel. The link's in the title, Red United TV. You can click the link right now and it will open up a new tab and take you straight to his page, people. And you can find all his socials through there as well. But yeah, in regards to it, like the Villa one, yeah, it's like, we lost. That's what I was saying as well, getting onto the Villa game. Like, we lost the battle. But when you're in war, you're going to get shot. You know what I'm saying? Blood will be shed, and you're going to lose soldiers. But it's all about winning the war. To me, the Premier League, what is the best we can hope for? Second. Like an idea, is it third? Is it fourth? Like, depending on who you're talking to. Put it this way. What I'm saying is about the Premier League is I'm not celebrating. None of those things are to be celebrated. If United to finish second, I won't be like, yeah, United finished second. Woo, let's go. We back. I'd be like, that's a positive. But did we build on that? Because if we finish second and win nothing, I'm like, all right, can we build on it? What did we do in the summer? How many points did we finish off Manchester City? How did the other teams do, or third or fourth? Like, I'm looking for success, people. I'm looking for things to celebrate. Europa League is to be celebrated. FA Cup to be celebrated. To a lesser extent, Carabao Cup to be celebrated. Because we haven't won a trophy in 5-6 years. We need to win. I've seen people turning up their nose about, let's get knocked out of the Europa League because of fixture congestion.
What?
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, do you know where we're at? You know what I'm saying? Like, do you realize where we haven't won a trophy? Keep saying this. We had a homeless guy talking about giving the sandwiches like, oh, we don't like white bread, only brown. It's like, oh, you better shut up and eat the sandwich. What are you talking about? That's us where we're at. Like, that's how I'm looking at it. But again, this is just me. So Marcel, when you're saying, yeah, it has changed, because he says, I can't believe a Man United fan saying the premise for priority. Really, times have changed. Yes, because of where we're at.
It's been 10 years. It's going to be 10 years. No success. No Premier League trophy. We are there. Marcel, you keep forgetting that you used to be there as well. Like 10 years ago, you was there, bruv. Not winning trophies. You win an FA Cup every 3, 4, 5 years, a League Cup there and there. You know, it's gotten to that stage for Manchester United right now because we've been out of it for a good 10 years. And even if we was to finish top 4, it would be good for us because then we want to see where the progression will be. What's next? Like Flawless said, are we going to improve on that? You know, not like a couple of years ago where we finished third and second and we never really done anything from it. Like, what was the point of all that?
That's it. You know what I'm saying? If you're going to finish third and second, I'm not turning on my nose. Would I prefer Manchester United to finish top 4? Absolutely, people. I would prefer Manchester United to finish in the top 4. But my point is, if we finish top 4 and then there's nothing from that, what's the point? You know what I'm saying? And that, like, it makes no sense. You know what I'm saying? It's like getting the girl's number and then you never ring her. What's the point in getting her number? Facts. It's like, you're talking to the girl, you meet the girl, you're on a night out, you draw her, get a number, and then you never ring her. Like, it makes it defeats the objective. And just finishing second, say we finished third this season, fourth with no trophy. All right, so we're back in the Champions League. We still got no trophy. teams would have probably had, whoever wins the Premier League has had a more successful season than us. Depending on how the domestic cups go, those two teams have had a more successful season than us. We've got another season without a trophy. Like, winning can breed winning, people. I keep stating this. Like, there's a reason why when you look at Pep, he targeted the Carabao Cup. This is why City have won 4 out of 5. Winning can breed winning. It also can breed a winning mentality. Players get used to it, etc., etc. Like, that's what it can do. And that's why when you look at the best managers, they've done it. Manchester United, when we went on our three-peat, what's the first trophy that man won? I think it was the League Cup. The Ronaldo, Rooney, Tevez, all that group, specifically Ronaldo and Rooney, because they were youngsters at the time, the first trophy they won was the Carabao Cup. Mourinho on his 2 seasons at Chelsea and his season at Manchester United. What's the first trophy he won? Carabao Cup. Look at Pep at City. First thing he won is the Carabao Cup. Is it the least prestigious? Yes. But it can help it. It can get to you, this is what winning's like. I want more. And that's why I've said, go win the Carabao. If we win the Carabao Cup, I would be very happy with that. And not so much to just get a trophy in the back, because I'm like, what that then can help going down the line. Like, that can breed, like, football is very much a confidence game. We all know this. The confidence that could bring the players who haven't won anything in a long time. Some of these players have never won anything. Bruno's never won anything. Maybe we get a better Bruno after that.
Yeah.
I'm saying some of these players haven't won anything in 6 years. So it's kind of like you have to, like, I just don't want to just be out here just running around, playing matches and not winning. Like, what kind of club is that? Like, 5 years is disgusting. The fact that we've gone that long in regards with no trophy. It's absolutely ridiculous. Yeah, man, I've said it before, Marcel, man. Word to 50 Cent, innit? In high school, we was the man, homie, innit? Like, that was dope. In high school, you was the man, homie. What the fuck happened to you? That's us.
Yeah, definitely.
And football goes in cycles. This is now City's time. Everyone will have their cycle. But we'll be back. Because even in the time where we haven't been on top, we've won every trophy bar the Prem and the Champs. We've won a Carabao Cup, we've won an FA Cup, we've won a League Cup. Yeah.
We've won the
we've
the Community Shield as well.
Yeah, so it's like my point is we shouldn't be going 5 years, so go win the Carabao Cup. Go win the FA Cup. Specifically the Europa League is what I'm targeting. But if we were to pick up a League Cup and finish 4th, I'd take that.
Yeah.
I would take 100%.
It's a good season for Manchester United.
That's a good season. And people are like, oh, Manchester, because we're Manchester United in name only, people. We are not Manchester United in terms of quality. We're Manchester United in name, not quality. And people lose sight of that fact. And rival fans are going to ban it, but it's like United fans lose sight of that. Oh, we should win the Premier League. Why should we win the Premier League? You want all these players sold and think the manager's terrible. Why should we win the Premier League? That made no sense. Well, you lot continue to get your questions in as well, man. Continue to get your questions in. And Peter says it, yeah, man, there's zero practical reason to aim for top 4 ahead of winning the Europa League. And I actually think winning the Europa League is easier than finishing top 4. I don't fear anybody. Top 4. Get to it. All right, Barcelona. Let's get to it. Your thoughts, Ivorian. Drew Barcelona over his 2 legs.
Yeah, do you know what? Yeah, all I have to say that these people that do these draws, they knew exactly what they were doing. They knew what they were doing. Especially, I'm very sure they had the words beforehand. Like, yeah, let's make Barcelona play Manchester United because it's an appealing fixture for the Europa League. It brings views to the Europa League for that round of 32. But yeah, drawing Barca, looking at Barcelona's team, in my opinion, Barcelona are still a stronger team than Manchester United with their squad that they have. They have squad depth. They have a De Jong. They have a Frank Kessie. Who do we have in our midfield apart from Casemiro, Bruno, Ericsson, and that's about it. That's the depth we have. Where they have a Pedri, a Gavi, and up front Lewandowski.
He's the X factor.
He is the X factor. A Dembele, a Rafinha. Say they've got probably much more talent than us, but the way their journey is going on in La Liga isn't the best, isn't great. That which means that can Manchester United go there and beat them? I believe we can. I believe we can beat any team on a God-given day, which is true. I believe Manchester United can go there and get the W, but it will be a difficult game. And the reason why it will be a difficult game, because if we do not sign flawless and we do not make those signings, because what we've been hearing and reading from these clubs that run the club, that they're not looking
to sign anyone in January. It might be a quiet January for us, you know. So it depends on them signing a striker and possibly a defender, a fullback, or another midfielder, sort of forward. Then I have much more hope that maybe we can go and knock out Barcelona, because I feel like they want us knocked out. For us to draw Barcelona just like that, we could draw anyone else. But Barcelona.
Come on.
No, seriously, why?
We could have, obviously it's the glamour tie. Like, it's worst case scenario for us when you look at possible opposition, but it's also worst case scenario for them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
hey, big up, Dane.
Marcel, thank you.
Yeah,
Did you say that Barcelona's top of the La Liga?
Yeah. That's all well and good, but this is what I was going to get to. Barcelona are top of the Liga. Cool. Barcelona also failed to get out of a group with Inter Milan and Victoria P. We're just going to ignore that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Barcelona also have a manager who has done nothing of note. We just going to ignore that. Like I said, the conversation will be different. If we was top of the Premier League, but had gone out into a group with Inter Milan and Victoria P, no one in the chat can name me 3 Victoria P players. If he walked past you right now, if he served you in your Tesco, you wouldn't know who he was. If the manager walked past you, you wouldn't know who he was. You know what I'm saying? If the players on a team building exercise and were watching Black Panther and was in the same cinema as you, you wouldn't know who Victoria P players are. And back onto Inter Milan, they're a bang average side. Bear in mind, it's an Inter Milan side without Lukaku. I watched them games, people. Those know I did the watch-alongs. And I stated this after watching a couple of them games. I said, Barcelona ain't getting out of this group. That's a Europa League group, people. Let's call a spade as Barcelona. Bayern Munich are the exception to the rule. They're a Champions League contending side without doubt, even though they're not at their best because they're currently not top of the Bundesliga. However, outside of that, Inter Milan are a Europa League side. Victoria P, you could argue, are probably a Conference League side. So Barcelona failed to get out of its group, and all of a sudden we should be afraid. Nah. Could they knock us out? Absolutely, people. Yes, they could knock us out. I'm not saying they couldn't. I'm just saying I ain't fearful. And if we do not get past them, I'm going to be pissed off. I'm going to go on a rant on this show and all the other shows for a good 15, 20 minutes.
I am only fearful because of the lack of goals we create. That's the only. If we was free flowing, scoring a lot of goals, then I'm like, yeah, bring on Barcelona. It's the fact that we can't finish our dinner. We can't. We don't have that killer instinct, and that's what Ten Hag is working at, making them clinical. If we build up towards the game again in the Europa League against Barcelona, and we start to become clinical, then my confidence will rise. But right now, looking at things and looking at Barcelona, comparing their team to our team, yeah, we're the weak team.
I watch their team. I don't rate their team. They have individuals. Don't get me wrong. Lewandowski, Rafinha, Dembele, Pedri, Gavi. Rate them 110% individuals. But they us. Like under Oli, individual brilliance. They're individual brilliance. And when we was individual brilliance FC, nobody weren't calling us a good team. Under Oli, nobody. That's what we were. They are us. They are the Spanish version of us. You done heard rants called Xavi what did he call him? The Sangria Solskjaer. Say that. And that's what they are. They rely on individual brilliance. Defensively, they're not great. From a midfield standpoint, both defensively or offensively, they're not great. I'm talking about as a unit here, people. And offensively, as a unit, they're not great. It's individual. As an individual, they're playing Marcus Alonso at centre back. Yes, they have injuries. Even when they have their whole team fit. Yeah, exactly. In a back four, they play Marcus Alonso at centre back. But even with all their players fit, they're not a defensively solid unit. We are better defensively than them. From a defensive standpoint. Absolutely. Our midfield functions better than theirs. We have the outstanding midfielder on the pitch. To me, we do, definitely, without doubt. Attack, I'll give them from an individual standpoint. But I don't think their attack as a unit is good. I think they have great individuals. That's what I would say. Individually, they're cold. But like I keep stating, when we was individual brilliance, nobody went calling us a good team. PSG are Super Saiyan individual brilliance. They are individual brilliance on steads. And people doubt them. You know what I'm saying? They are individual brilliance on PEDs. You know what I'm saying? And people doubt them. I actually think that they always have a chance, but are they a good side? Yeah, they're a good side because of the individuals they have. Because they have 3 players who can kill any time in an instant. But I don't think they're a great team, like as a unit, talking PSG here, people. And that's how I'm looking. That's how I'm looking at. But with Barca, I'm looking forward to the tie because Europa League group stage games I really disliked. I couldn't get excited for them.
Dude, the players were not excited for it. It's the difference, man. The intensity level is not the same when you play in the Europa League and you see a group game in the Champions League. The group game, everyone's at 110%. Our team was on 80%, thinking, you know what, yeah, whether we win or not, what difference does it make, man? I don't really want to be here in the Europa League. But a game against Barcelona will make them play to 100, up to their levels. It will be an intense game because it's against Barcelona. It's the name. And it's also knockout stages. That's when you probably see the best in the Europa League, when everyone's fully fighting for a win. So you'll see, man. Let the game come. Let it come. But I'm hoping by that time we've signed a striker. Anybody. We just need anyone to come through. I don't mind if it's an Ingalo again, bro. Version 2, bro. We just need a striker.
We desperately need a striker.
Mm-hmm.
We desperately do need a striker, 110%. Let me get to some of these comments as well. Oh, to Chelsea Ranger, if you're still there, he says you're linking up with Lewis before or after on Wednesday. I might be coming down with them, man. Be nice to meet you. You cracked me up on Shameless. Big up. Yes. I don't know if Lewis is about afterwards, but I'm going to try linking before. Because I know, obviously, for those I don't know, Chelsea are playing City. So some of the Chelsea lads are going down and they can't feel the Chelsea end, but here we are. But yeah, I'll be there. I'll be there after the game. Facts. Lewis has legit been trying to sell the ticket. The ticket's cheap as well. Wow. If I wasn't doing a watch along for the game, I would have went. You know
at the Etihad,
yeah, because it's not too far from me. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? The ground ain't too far from me, so it's kind of like I would have went and sang to the City fans, "Where's your European Cup?" But here we are. You know what I'm saying? And sing that shit to all 6 of them, but we move.
I think that's the only stadium, in my opinion, that the home end will be fully sold out. Which would be the Etihad, because the home side is not, bro. You get me? That we have real fans. They don't. You feel me?
Yeah. Facts, man. Nah, they got 6, man. Don't disrespect their 6 fans, man. Don't do that, man. Don't do that. Winning the Europa or Carabao Cup ain't a good season for Man United. I call it progress for where we are, but don't forget we are United. A good season for United is a Premier Champs or both. That's it. No, I disagree. That's a great season. Winning the Premier League or Champions League is a fantastic season. That's an exceptional season. That's a phenomenal season. That gets you a statue built outside of the ground. That makes us not forget you 20 years later. That has the fans still singing and still talking about you 20 years later. So I disagree with this. Europa or Carabao Cup is a good season. Yes. And anything else is saying that you're just lying to yourself, Kenchi. Like, it's a good season if we win the Europa or Carabao Cup this season. Because they're only 2 of the 3 trophies we can win. But hey, each to their own, innit?
Yeah, Marcel, bro.
Hey, exactly. We are, sorry to cut you off. Yeah, we are United because people don't understand where we're at.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It's like the old rapper who still thinks it's the 90s. Like, there's no longer, and we'll tell you about the old days and the old times and what they did in 96. Yo, it's 2022, my brother. Don't tell me what you did in 1985. What are you doing now? What are you doing now? Like, that's where it is. Like, it's outrageous. Yeah, man, it's entitlement and impatience. Facts. You know what I'm saying? Facts. Like, that's what it is. And to Marcel, who's always here talking rubbish, I'm just gonna kill one of your things dead right now. Hold up, where is it? Hold up, because man just be talking for the sake of talking at times. So let's do this, innit? Like, let's start educating. One second. What did he say? He said something about, I can't find Marcel's comment, but he said something along the lines of finishing top 4 is easier than winning the Europa League. Marcel, you don't believe Manchester United are one of the top 4 sides in the Premier League. Well, you believe we're one of the top 4 sides in the Europa League. So therefore, the Europa League is easier to win because we're one of the better sides. You don't have us finishing in the top 4. But we're one of the top 4 sides in Europa League. But go ahead and lie and say someone like Nice is better than us or something like that. But we move. Now we good. We don't want Havertz Rangers. You know what I'm saying? Big up to you, but now we good on Kai Havertz.
You can keep that guy, bro.
Yeah, man. Again, because people don't understand where we are at now. And that's why people say, why are you talking? Because I understand where we're at now. I'm saying Marcel and others can say what they want, like, oh, Flawless is talking like he supports Spurs. We have been Spurs for the past 5 years. We are Spurs of the North. Marcel, tell me, what's the difference between us and Spurs in the last 5 years?
Same, no trophies.
Yeah, Peter, you get my point, man. I couldn't remember another competition. No. Don't change the comment. Don't change the question. See, this is what people do. This is not what I said. This is not what I said. What you stated was that it's easier for Manchester United to finish top 4 than win the Europa League. That is incorrect. That is incorrect. We are one of the better sides in the Europa League. That's a fact. This is why you try to change. See this, people. Notice this. This is what people do. When we start going back and forth, they change what's been said. No one said that. I'm saying. All I said, what you said, we have a better chance of finishing top 4. That's rubbish. And you know that's rubbish. That's rubbish. I disagree completely. This kind of attitude fell from top to bottom, getting complacent with being a Leicester or winning a cup. That's not United. It's progress winning the cups. These standards drop. Let me get to this, Kenshi. I have no bearing on what the football club does. Don't overestimate my importance to the football club. Don't overestimate your importance to the football club either. Your impact, should I say. We have no bearing on that, but each to their own in it. If you don't think we're going to have a good season winning the Europa League, cool. Whatever in it. Calm. Well, yeah, go on, Ivorian. Say what he's going to say, my guy.
What's that? No, I noticed today, Marcel, I love the guy, bro. He said that's a small club mentality, flawless. At the end of the day, how can it be a small club mentality? We're looking for progress. As people forgotten what's been happening in the last 10 years at Manchester United, while people have been making a mockery of us. You know, people banter FC for a while. Yeah. So if for us fans, and then on top of that, people are out there saying that, oh, Manchester United fans are unrealistic. They want instant success. And then you got fans sitting here telling you that it's a process, it's patience. Maybe we need to win one of those Mickey Mouse trophies that Liverpool won. Because you can tell me Liverpool had a good season, innit, Marcel? With two trophies, an FA Cup and a League Cup. That's a good season for Liverpool, despite not winning anything. But yeah, you got fans that are saying, oh, like we're being realistic. Progression is what we need. We need to see progression. We're not expecting instant success. We want to see the team finishing in the top 4 or winning a trophy, and the next season follow up on that. And that's what we want. You're out here saying that we're entitled, but we're out here showing you disentitlement. Like what I was saying that, no, we need to progress. We need to win something, even if it's a Carabao Cup, even if it's an FA Cup, even if it's Europa League. We just need to win something. To see, we want to see progression. We want to see football first. All of us fans who are wary of the situation that Manchester United are, want to see good football first, want to see the team improve, want to see the squad develop, and see us win a trophy, not win the biggest prize of them all. We're waiting 2 years for that. We know that. Am I lying, Flawless?
No, you're not lying. You're spitting. I'm just seeing the comments because man are talking, whether it's Peter, whether it's Chris, who's a United fan, who just said, ironically, we're United, though, Peter, and that's where people lose sight. Because Jess says it here. So United fans should be disappointed if they don't win the Prem. These people just want to be miserable. If that was my attitude, I wouldn't watch. People don't look at it levels. You know what I'm saying? Of where Manchester United are at. Or if we don't win the Premier League, it's a bad season. That's foolish.
And Peter, we are trying to crawl before we walk. So we're trying to reestablish that we've had an injury where we've brushed our spine. We'll learn how to walk again.
Yeah, we ain't even trying to crawl. We just getting comfortable. You know what I'm saying? And that actually being out of our parents' hands.
Exactly.
Never mind crawling. You know what I'm saying? And that we just getting used to. We just getting steady. We just attempting to get into position to try and crawl. We're not even trying to crawl yet. We're just trying to balance.
People forgot we had a disc dislocated years ago, 10 years ago. We're just trying to find the rehab just to stand, learn how to walk. Let us crawl. You know, people don't want us to crawl.
We are on our hands and knees talking about crawling. Crawling. We are just trying to balance on our hands and knees. That's why people don't understand where we're at. We are trying to talk about winning a marathon. I'm saying, we can't even crawl yet. We are on our hands and knees. Like legit, just trying to balance, not move. We just trying to make sure we don't topple over. Well, people don't want to hear it because it's coming from me saying it or Ivorian saying it, who's the United fan. That's where we're at. We've won 2 knockout round ties in the last 2 Champions League knockout ties in the last decade. And people are talking about, if it's a bad season, if we don't win the champs. We are nowhere near Champions League level. We are nowhere near Premier League level. Have we improved this season so far? Yes. We have improved so far this season, but there's a long way to go. Long way to go. And if we have a good window in January and another good window, it's a conversation, depending on what goes on this season. Incomings, outgoings. And I like where it's heading. For the first time in years, I like where we're heading as a football club in the short, small sample size, where it could fall away. But I'm liking what I'm seeing so far. And no, you missing the point. You telling me man don't have a better chance of finishing top 4 over 38 games than winning the European Cup competition. No, it's not damn near a lottery. Answer the question, Marcel, because you dodging the question. So I'll ask you again for the third time. Are we one of the better teams in the Europa League? Yes. Are we one of the better teams in the Premier League? No. And this is according to you. You don't think we're a top 4 side. We are without doubt, one of the best 4 sides in the Europa League. Even if you have us 4th. So statistically, and this is from you, Marcel, yes, we have a better chance of winning the Europa League because we are one of the better sides. You don't have us. You think we're the 6th, 7th best side in the Premier League. You don't think we're the 6th, 7th best side in the Europa League. So therefore, we have a better chance. I don't understand what is confusing about what I'm saying. But here we are. I don't get it. But bump up the likes regardless. You know what I'm saying? Where we at? It's not you, brother. The attitude from the top with the Glazers is same attitude, celebrating mediocre things and being happy with the bare minimum. Progress is all right, but celebrating is it not? Celebrating it not for you. You know what I'm saying? And that, like, that's for you because we've won stuff with the Glazers. Are they a problem? Absolutely. But we've won stuff with them. But if you don't want to celebrate, if we win the Europa League country, I don't want to see you here celebrating it.
I'm celebrating that.
Definitely. We ain't won a trophy in 5 years. We had a meal in 5 years. A man is saying, "Yo, don't lick the plate." Are you crazy? Are you crazy? Man, I had a meal in 5, and I had a hot meal in 5 years. A man is saying, "Don't lick the plate afterwards. Don't lick your fingers." Man must be nuts, you know. I don't know what you man are on in it. I don't know. It's like I don't know what the entitlement is. A motherfucker, man. That's what I say. Excuse the language, man.
Oh, I don't understand, man. I just don't understand.
Peter, man, we got murked by Istanbul, but shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm not talking about we're United. We had the worst ever. We had the worst Premier League manager of all time at our club. Like people forget these things didn't happen. Like God.
You guys got flawless speaking in tongues, bruv.
Being a stag with crawling is I've already let me get this right. You ain't so he said this is how I'm gonna kill this. That being a stag with crawling is the problem.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have kids, am I right in saying that?
Can she?
You know what I'm saying? Nah, actually, so what I say is, but you got nieces and nephews and stuff like that, yeah? Now I'm talking to you, Ivorian. You got nieces and nephews and stuff.
I don't
like
have kids. I've got nieces and nephews.
Okay, so you got nieces and nephews, yeah? So when your nieces and nephews crawled for the first time, did you and your family not celebrate that?
Of course, because it's a celebratory moment. It's a milestone.
Because we are, so let me kill this dead, Kenshi. Because I have nieces and nephews. And when they crawled for the first time, we celebrated. You know why we're ecstatic with that? Because that's the position we're in. Currently, right now, Manchester United are a baby people. We are a baby. You know what I'm saying? And we are not crawling right now. We are just trying to balance again. So when we crawl, which would be a Europa League, which would be a FA Cup, would be a League Cup, you celebrate that. Kenshi, I don't know if you have kids. I don't know if you have nieces and nephews. If you're no to all of them, ask your parents. Did they not celebrate when you crawled? Did they not celebrate when you walked? Did they not celebrate when you ran?
They told everyone. They told their nieces, uncles, aunties.
This is what I'm saying.
Everyone knew that he was crawling.
For anyone who has kids or has nieces and nephews, you celebrate when that baby crawls for the first. Manchester United are a baby currently, people. We are not a toddler. We are not an infant. No, well, we are an infant. We're not a grown man. We are not a teenager. We are not 6. We are not 10. We can't talk. We can barely talk. You know what I'm saying in that? We have to be looked after. So yes, being a stag with crawling is not a problem if you are a baby, which we currently are, people. That's all I'm saying. Jesus, I can't believe I have to explain these things, but maybe people don't realize where we're at. People don't.
They don't. They don't, because do you remember not long ago on BBC when they asked about, Manchester United fans angry with the Glazers? You remember that match of the day? They had to get someone to come in, a journalist, to explain why we're upset with our owners. Yeah, people are blind to what's going on. Some people don't watch the news.
Facts.
People don't even know current affairs.
Don't know what's going on. And Chris, who says, Kenchi, if we win the Europa League, it's not even it's not even shamelessly celebrating. That's the biggest trophy we can win this season, Chris. Bear in mind, we haven't won a trophy in 5 years. That's not us crawling. That's us crawling, walking, and being able to talk. That's us being able to, you know what I'm saying, go back and forth with our parents in terms of conversation. You know what I'm saying? And say certain things. Like, that's what that is. And being able to go, I love it. You know what I'm saying? My niece does basic stuff for me. I celebrate all of that. I'm saying, you lot have been on streams when that happens, when she's come up here and brought me water or brought me food. I'm over the moon. That's basic. But for an infant, it's not. So I'm going to celebrate that. That's where we're at. And we're not even an infant. We're baby people. I don't think people understand this. Manchester United, I can't believe this is the analogy I'm using, but it slaps. We are a baby. So yes, I'm going to celebrate crawling. Yes. I'm going to celebrate us walking. Yes. And if we win the Europa League, I class that personally as crawling and walking. That's what I would say. That's just me, though. Some might see it as lesser than that. Some might see it as more. But we're not a Premier League or Champions League winning side currently as constructed. No, we're not. Yeah, see, Kenchi, we can't agree to disagree. That's cool. But like I said, you might, like Peter said, you might as well get a new sport in it. If you don't want to celebrate an infant crawling, cool. I don't know what I'm going for you in it. I don't know what to tell you.
We're all going to be celebrating one day together, and we will be all united. But right now, it is what it is, Flawless, man.
I don't get not celebrating success.
For us, our success is quite different from the success that we measured 10 years ago.
Yeah, because that was us back then. We used to be rich. We're not rich no more.
Exactly. We're broke.
Yeah, we're broke now. You know what I'm saying?
We used to shop in Selfridges. Now we're shopping in Primark. Times has changed.
Times have changed. We used to be on lobster. Now it's noodles. Like, you don't understand that. It used to be caviar. It used to be caviar pancakes. Now it's McDonald's pancakes. That's where we're at. But people don't want to accept the new position we're in. So it's like, oh, we're still that. We can still reach for the stars. No. But like I said, if that's the thoughts that people have, Peter said it. You might as well support a new. You might as well go get a new sport in it. Like, I would stop watching. That's just me, because you're just setting yourself up for disappointment. If the Premier League, because we're not in the champs and we're nowhere near a Premier League. But that's just me. All right, that's it. And don't let rivals like Marcel and others try and trick you, because they can't trick me. That's why when he says, oh, that's why he ain't answered the question, people. Because he knows. You know what I'm saying? Europa League is our better opportunity of winning. Like, it's definitely not easy. I mean, it's definitely easier to win the Europa League than finish top 4. Are we one of the top 4 best teams in the country? That's debatable. Are we one of the top 4 teams in the Europa League? Yes. If that's not the case, somebody in the chat name me 4 teams that are clearly better than Manchester United in the Europa League. Name me. If you want to say Arsenal, cool. If you want to say Barcelona, cool. Name me the other 2. Name me the other 2. Bear in mind, one of those hasn't won a European trophy, a European Cup in their entire history since 1866. Right, these things matter. These things matter. One of them has never had European success. The last time they had Europeans, that competition doesn't exist no more. It's defunct.
Cups Winners' Cup.
Yeah, it don't exist no more. Like, this is what we're doing. Like, if we're really having a conversation about it, like, winning European trophies is not easy for certain clubs. That's why only a select few have done it. I'm talking about, like, in this country, you look at how many have done it. You have United, you have Liverpool, you have Chelsea, and then, like, outside of that, you have to go years back to your Nottingham Forest, your Aston Villas.
Yeah.
I'm saying current crop, as good as Manchester City are and have been, as good as Arsenal sides have been in the past, Premier League title winning Arsenal sides, double winning Arsenal sides couldn't do it. As good as Chelsea were during their better periods, they couldn't do it at times. We couldn't do it at times. I'm saying, look at how many Europa League winners have come from the Premier League. Very few people in the past few years. As good as this league is, as good as this league, how many have won it? Yeah, Chelsea did it. United have done it. I think that's it in recent times. I think it's just United and Chelsea. I think. I'm not 100% sure, but here we are.
Juventus are shit right now. I don't know why you guys are mentioning Juventus. They're shit right now. They're not top team as like they were last season. Now, it definitely is Barcelona, Manchester United, Arsenal, and I don't know who else. I won't say Juventus because Juventus have been poor this season, and they were poor last season ever since Ronaldo left. Yeah. You know, they shouldn't even be in the Europa League, same as Barcelona.
Man, just lying and now, you know what I'm saying? Juventus and Roma are not better sides than us. They're not. They are not better sides than us. Not a chance. not a prayer Roma. I'm saying,
Bro.
name me. See, man, just make sure.
I think people forgot that we've knocked out Roma in the Europa League recently.
Man, just
We've
make sure. Yeah.
packed them in. We've destroyed them. They've just come from the Conference League. They're
Man,
not
just
a
say
top side. I
just-
think I know what he's doing. Marcel, I know what you're doing.
Man, just say anything, yo.
Yeah.
Man, just say anything, yo. Man, just say. Man, just
Nice-
really be saying anything. Yo.
Nice one, Marcel. I know
man,
what
just
you're
be
doing.
saying, man, just be saying anything, yo. In it, like that's what I'm just like. All right. Because there ain't 4 sides better than us. You know what I'm saying? Juventus definitely not. Roma definitely not. The other 2, like I name them, I'll be like, you know what? That's fair. I'm like, that's fair, but no. No side managed by Mourinho is better than us. I'm sorry. Sorry. No.
I'm sorry.
With Tammy Abraham up front, no. No. And Belotti and Matic playing still. And Chris Smalling. No. No. That Juventus side is bang average as well. You know what I'm saying? Inter aren't good either, Marcel. Just because they beat Barcelona don't make Inter good. I don't even think Barcelona are better than us, but I just gave those 2.
Mm-hmm.
Hey. So you may have been awful. Like I say, man, just say anything to try slander United, innit? That's what it is. Juventus ain't good. They're not. So ever look at their side. There ain't none of their players you are taking. And look how they did in the Champions League. If we did that bad, no one will be talking about us as a good side. But hey, we move, innit? We move.
We move. We definitely move.
Hit the like button on the video, you lot. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, injuries. These things happen. Whatever, innit? We've had injuries too. No one don't give us that, Bly. We have injuries. And if you're still relying on Di Maria in 2022, it is what it is. That's on you. Big up to you, Sid, every single time. What, Luke Shaw's going to Everton? Since when? Since when?
I don't see that happening, to be fair. Let's be honest. We probably need Luke Shaw to the end of the season. Everton doesn't make sense. Where did that come from? Because I haven't seen that today.
Facts. And to answer your question, who's more annoying, Jan or Ryan? Both of them. Can't stand either of them. If that's the case, Leicester would have never won the Prem 16 because they're Leicester and we can't aim high. See? This makes no sense whatsoever. Who said we can't aim high? I'm saying, who said we can't? No, what I'm saying is that's an anomaly of a season.
Mm-hmm.
The teams around them weren't good. Arsenal finished second. Spurs finished third. City weren't what they were. If we're in that situation, cool. But this team is not good enough to win a Premier League, Kenchi. But if you believe so, cool, innit? You can stay disappointed and stay miserable. I'm not with that. I don't move like that. That's just me, though. You know what I'm saying? No, I wouldn't take Pogba. You know why? We had him and he's injury prone.
Mm-hmm.
So no, I wouldn't take Pogba. We had him, Marcel, if you didn't know. He was here. And my biggest criticism of him the entire time he was here was he don't play enough. I think he played over 30 league games once.
Mm-hmm.
Quality player. Don't get me wrong. Talented. Very, very talented. But yeah, we move. You know what I'm saying? I have no excuses, Marcel. You know what I'm saying? You just don't like what I'm saying. That's why it took you 3-4 times to answer the question I asked. You know what I'm saying? But here we are. You don't want to hold your manager. Let's hold your manager to, all right, let's switch it to Liverpool, Marcel. What's a successful season for you, lot?
Winning a trophy.
Yeah, what's a successful season for you? Because you ain't going to win the Prem or the Champs, and you're still clopping. So let's talk about that. Is that good enough for Liverpool? Let's switch it. Everyone always got all these high standards for Manchester United. Hassam tried this bullshit on Battle of the North yesterday. So let's switch it, people. Let's switch it onto you, Marcel. You want attention, so we'll give you the attention that you want. So let's go. You know what I'm saying? All of a sudden, now man's fingers is moving slow. I'm saying. Got ample to say when me and Ivorian are talking Manchester United. Let's talk Liverpool. And how do I have every excuse under the book when you don't think we're one of... You just said we're not one of the 4 best sides in the league. So how are we going to win the Premier League? If Leicester faced any good competition, they wouldn't have won that league. If the league was that weak, I'd say, yeah, go win it.
So
But Leicester had 2 world-class players at that point.
Marcel says they're flawless top 4 in a domestic cup that has.
Oh, so
been
that's
our
acceptable
world
for
cup
Klopp
season
and
under
all the.
Klopp.
So that's acceptable, yeah.
I'm sure Marcel, you saw it as progress when Klopp was winning Champions League one season, the following season, the Premier League, then eventually season after that, one season. You saw that as success.
See
I know
how
he
much.
did because
Oh.
Liverpool wasn't winning jack shit before the Champions League and the Premier League and the FA Cup and the Carabao Cup. You saw that as success, and you was jubilant.
This ain't success for them. No, they were 2 games off a quad and bought a striker for 70 million. So top 4 on the domestic cup's okay now.
Yeah.
No. This don't work, Marcel. How's this okay? How are you still Klopp in after this? This ain't a successful season for you lot. You were 2 games off a quad. And then went and splashed 70 million, 80 million on a striker. And have all these world-class, you have a world-class manager with a world-class right back, a world-class left back, 2 world-class centre-backs.
No. You got correction. The greatest centre back.
Oh, my bad.
Ever.
Sorry. The greatest centre-back in Premier League history. A world-class centre-back in Kanate. Thiago, who's a world-class midfielder. Salah, who's one of the greatest goal-scoring wingers we've ever seen in the Premier League. Firmino, one of the best false nines. So why is top 4 on the domestic cup okay? You're better than us. So why is top 4 in the domestic cup not okay for Manchester United, but it's okay for Liverpool and you lot are better? See how things change, people. Now all of a sudden his fingers is moving slow.
No, maybe he's left.
Saying that's what makes no sense. He just said top 4 in the domestic cup is okay for Liverpool Football Club. But when I said it's okay for Manchester United, he said it's not. But Liverpool are better than United. So how come it's okay for his team but not okay for us? Make that make sense. Bear in mind they were 2 games off a quad. Bear in mind they have a world-class manager and 5 or 6 world-class players. And the greatest ever centre-back in Premier League history. And I think on a goals-to-games ratio, the best goal scorer in Premier League history. But I'll have to check that. I think Salah's that. I think. Yeah, Marcel, the floor is yours. Oh, so now it's context. Now you want to use context. Okay. But when I want to use context, it's not flawless. It's waffling, making excuses. Now you want to use context. If you put into context how the season is unfolding, I'm cool with that season. Klopp is entitled to an average season. He has a lot of credit in the bank. You know, I've never Klopp out. Yeah, because you never Klopp out because you foolish like that. Because you accept mediocrity at your own club. But when I accept what you perceive to be mediocrity at my club, I'm lowering the standards and going, this is excuses. Why is Klopp? No, Klopp ain't entitled to an average season. What are we talking about? Because at the start of the season, that wasn't your expectation. It was to challenge for the Prem and challenge for the champs. So now Klopp's not doing that. The goalposts all of a sudden move.
Even Klopp told you guys to book your Champions League final ticket this season.
Hella
Marcel,
excuses.
are you going to do that this season? Are you
Hella
booking the Champions
excuses.
League final?
Yeah, I'm saying hella excuses and that. You know what I'm saying? And that. See, notice this, people. When it comes to their own team, people don't keep the same energy in that. Because at the start of the season, Marcel, we're talking about top 4 and a domestic cup. It was Premier League and Champions League. And now Klopp's not delivering that. He's not, no criticism of Klopp. You know what I'm saying? And that. No, don't switch it back onto us. We're talking about you, Marcel. Now all of a sudden people don't like it. I'm giving this guy the attention he wants. And now man don't like it when the heat's turned up. Because at the start of the season from Marcel, as a Liverpool fan, it was Premier League and Champions League. Now they're not delivering that, and there's no criticism of Klopp. Not once has he's been here a long time, months. Since the start of the season, not once has he said Klopp ain't doing good enough. Bear in mind, my manager's new, just got here, and his team's better than us, according to Marcel. Liverpool's, but why is it acceptable for Manchester? Not acceptable for Manchester United, but acceptable for Liverpool. Yeah, man, flip-flop fams, that's what I'm saying in that. One rule for one and one in terms of excuses. Hella excuses. Oh, we've had an average season. So whose fault is it that you've had an average season so far? Is that not Klopp? Am I lying, Ivorian? Is that not Klopp? Is that not on the players?
It's on the Klopp.
But Marcel will never criticize Klopp or the players for under-delivering and underperforming. All these world-class players they've got and this world-class manager. How come you can accept mediocrity? Because you just said top 4 and a domestic cup's good enough. Hear that silence, people. That's Marcel's argument crashing. You know what I'm saying? That's what that was. So I had to give that a minute just to dip. Right, come on, man. You see, notice that, people. That's why you never let rival fans, Manchester United fans who are watching this right now or listening, never take what rival fans say on board. Because they don't keep this. A lot of them, like we're seeing now, don't keep the same energy for their own football clubs who perceive better than us. Marcel will tell you we're the 6th best team in the country and they're the 2nd. So how come what we can do, us doing that is not okay, but them doing that is okay? No criticism of Klopp. Never once has Marcel said, yo, Klopp's not doing it. You know what I'm saying? And that. Klopp's not good enough. Such and such players ain't. All this about Ten Hag and Manchester United and did and all this and that. No. Don't try switch it. UCL's still on the cards. No. It's not. You know what I'm saying? You've given that up. Because when I asked you, what's a good season for you lot? You said top 4 in the domestic cup. You don't believe you're going to win the champs. You don't think you're going to get past Real Madrid. I'm saying that. You lot finished second to you got moved to by Napoli. All right, let's call a spade a spade. And Napoli are a good side, but they're not European juggernauts. So how come that's okay? I'll write you off. Yes, you're not going through in the Champions League. And you don't think you're going through in the Champions. You was on that very stream yesterday talking about, UEFA settles up. You was crying about it, Marcel. UEFA settles up. It's rigged.
Oh, the Real Madrid draw.
Yeah. The Real Madrid draw. Yeah.
Hey.
The chat is still there. Stats, facts, and vibes from yesterday. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You be happy. Look at you, 1 league title, and you happy so he can do no wrong. Look at that, lowering the standards. Notice this, people. He can do no wrong in my eyes, but you've had a terrible start to the season. Notice this, people. People don't keep the same energy when it comes to their own teams. He just said it there. Klopp's the godfather. He can do no wrong in my eyes. So they could finish 10th then. And Marcel would be okay with that. Yeah, they could finish 10th and they'll be okay with that. He'll never call for Klopp's head.
Because Klopp got a lot of credit in the bank.
Yeah, a lot of credit in the bank. Yeah. That credit needs to run out.
I'm sure it is. It is. It probably might run out this season. You know, it's historical. It repeats that Klopp leaves after the 7th season out of Klopp, and he's done it twice. And this is the 7th season at Liverpool. And look at the way Liverpool started. So it'll be an interesting season if Klopp doesn't end up getting that sack, because a lot of fans are Klopp out at the moment because they're not seeing the progression that they need to be seeing. We've just spent almost 100 million on the striker. And they even starting or bagging goals like that. You know, you just got rid of one of your best players, Mane. And here's one there, but because you can just tell, and Marcel knows, but the way Liverpool play and the way Liverpool press, the pressing ain't the same no more. You know, because you're missing out on Mane. But yeah.
I know when they mentioned the 7th season thing, I just said how you don't have the same standards for your football club that you expect me to have for mine, and you have for mine. Oh, that's not good enough for Manchester United. So why is it good enough for Liverpool? That's all I'm saying. And you are a better side with us with a better manager and better players. You know what I'm saying in that? Right, that's all I'm saying.
Nunes is not banging goals like that. I'm sorry, I can contest, bruv. I got rid of him in my FPL team, like after the first week, you know. But he ain't scoring goals like that. Yeah, he's getting some goals in now, but he's not scoring goals like that. Like we can all agree.
Liverpool are finishing above us still. Yeah, and what they gonna win, Marcus? I actually think Liverpool will finish above us. But what will they win? What trophy do you get for that? That's my point. Marcel will probably celebrate that because that's the only trophy they gonna win. What are they going to do this season? Nothing. Well, Marcel's okay with that. See, Philip, because you have genuine high standards for your football club. Club is not, you should be challenging for the Premier League and challenging for the Champions League. You have the manager to do so and you have the players to do so. So that's why you have to look at the manager and look at the players and they're not delivering. But because he won 1 league title, Marcel going to defend him till the end of time. Your current manager is currently failing this season. But Marcel will not bring it up. I won't criticize him. That's why some of your fan bases Klopp out. And I understand it. Even though I disagree with being Klopp out so soon, I understand it. It's dependent on the standards that you are holding him to, actually. That's what I would say. But Marcel holds my football club to a high standard, so hold Liverpool to the same. That's all I'm saying. But again, people, notice this. When man started talking about Liverpool, the goalposts changed. That's his football team, though, supposedly. That's his football team. But when I said top 4 domestic cups good enough for Manchester, no, not good enough for Manchester United. But it's good enough for Liverpool this season because Klopp and the players have failed so far this season. Underachieved, should I say? Underdelivered. No way, man. You should be losing to Forest away, and and Leeds United at home, and Manchester United away, and drawing with Fulham on the opening day. No way that should be happening. Well, again, Marcel, no criticism of Klopp. Let that have been Ten Hag though, who's not as good as Klopp and has worse players. We're a worse team. So therefore, our expectation should be lower. Yeah, man, of course, man. I see it, man, all the time. That's why I switched it. I know this is ManDem United, but I was like, all right, let's talk about your team. And man don't want to now the goalpost changing, the goalpost move. Been saying this, people. Consistency, keep the same energy. I always do. Certain people don't want to. And you know how I know this? Because Hassan, like I said, Battle of the North, go check it out, tried the same shit. Because he holds Manchester United to this high standards. He does this. I'm saying, and we got into it yesterday and last week about that. And I said, hold up, you hold my team to this standard, but when it comes to Klopp, you don't want to hold him to the same standard. Your manager's underachieved for almost a decade. Yet you're still manager in. And that was me and Hassan talking back and forth. Yeah, just, you know what? You might be right. Maybe Marcel has small expectations for his club. True that. So if that's the case, why can't he accept me having what he perceives as small expectations for my football club? What's the difference? Because I think I have reasonable expectations for my football club. I'm saying, what has Ten Hag delivered you? That's the difference. What can he deliver in 3 months? Tell me what. I'm not the smartest, I'm not the lightest, the brightest bulb in the box. I'm a few nuggets short of a full Happy Meal. What can Ten Hag deliver in 3 months?
What do you expect
What
in
can he
3
win?
months?
What can he win? I didn't know. Did we lose a trophy that we can't win?
I don't know. It's
What
only
did he
been
win?
3 months. Like we haven't even got there yet.
What did he win?
Apart from the first game of the season being, I think, was it Liverpool in the first game, and then winning a preseason trophy. Apart from that, nothing. Like, I don't understand.
So what you're saying is we're still in the Europa League, we're still in the FA Cup, and we're still in the League Cup. Am I right? Am I correct in saying that? So we're still in the Europa League, we're still in the FA Cup, and we're still in. So the three trophies we can legit swim.
But you see, this what has Ten Hag delivered for you? That's the difference. How can you ask a question when my man just started a new job?
What's he? What? So I don't know what he's supposed to have. Not what can he deliver?
What can we say?
See,
remember he asked.
He
asked, "What has Ten Hag delivered for you?" He just started his job.
He just started new. First day on the job, a man is saying, "Yo, why have you not delivered? Yo, why is Klopp not delivered for you in 10 years? Why has Klopp underachieved for you lot in 10 years? That's what I want to know. Let's talk about that. Why has Klopp only delivered you one league title and one Champions League in almost a decade? Because you ain't winning the league title this season, so forget that. And you ain't winning it next season, so forget that. So why is he only delivered? So let's go.
Why is the credit in the bank when he's been there for 7 years, only won 4 trophies?
Well, and 2 of them major. Why has he only won 2 major trophies in 7 years?
But he has credit in the bank for that. That's
credit in the bank for that.
You're Liverpool, biggest club in the world, as you were saying, Marcel. I was reading that.
I said almost a decade, Marcel. Answer the question. Answer the question. Now, man, don't want to like you wanted this about Liverpool, so this is on you. You're in the hot seat, my guy. See, and he can't answer. Yeah, this is why he has to say, "Oh, still in the Europa League for now." So yeah, when you say what's he delivered for you, he can't deliver anything yet because he's been here 3 months. But back to Klopp. You know what I'm saying in that? Well, yeah, back to Klopp. Why is he under-delivered in almost a decade for you? Look? Almost being the key word. Because you ain't winning the Prem this season and you ain't winning the next season, so that's 9. So what are we saying? See, people's standards and shit changes when it's their football club. And hey, and guess what? I ain't Marcel. If Ten Hag fails, I go, yo, he failed. I criticize, I'll be like, yo, he's failed. 100%. And if he consistently fails, I'll be like, yo, get this manager out of my football club. But so far, I like what I'm seeing. And if he delivers a trophy this season and top 4, I go, you know what? You delivered. And then we build upon that.
Yeah.
Big up to Manj every single time.
Big up.
I'm saying, man just be saying anything. Klopp has failed. 100% Klopp has failed. Klopp has failed. He's failing this season. He's failed in his Liverpool reign. If 1 league title in 7 years is good enough for you, I don't want to hear anything about standards.
Yeah, 7 years, 1 league title. Big league title Liverpool, in 7 years. Big Liverpool.
Big bad Liverpool with all them world-class players, you know.
The greatest team that's ever graced the Premier League. 1 Premier League title.
1 chance to 7.
This is the best team that's ever graced the Premier League, you know. Better than Manchester United's 99 side, better than the Centurions of Manchester City, the Invincibles of Arsenal, Manchester United 2008 side as well. Just better than that, you know.
Yeah. See, man can't respond in that. You know what I'm saying? Man can't respond just to hear talking rubbish as always in that. No response whatsoever. Talk about Liverpool. That's what this is. We're talking about Liverpool, even though it's a Manchester United show. This is what happens, people. This is ManDem United. This is Sarcasm City TV. Klopp has failed, so 1 league title in 7 years is good enough. Is that what we're saying? If that's the case, I don't want to hear anything about standards come out of your mouth then. Because one league title in 7 years is not good enough. Marcel is one. Answer the question. Is one league title in 7 years good? Let's call it 8 because you ain't gonna win it this year. So 1 in 8. So he's won one league title in 8 seasons. Is that good enough?
It's not good to me.
It's a simple yes or no answer.
Especially if I've got the ambition of big Liverpool,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, 100%. But man, don't answer the question. Flip it, all this stuff. I ain't hearing about standards from these men. I ain't hearing about standards from man that are happy with one league title in 8 years.
The funny thing about Manchester United, we've been here 10 years after Ferguson, and we've probably won the same amount.
Outside of the league title in Champions League, yeah.
Yeah, I said we probably the same amount, and we're the worst team. We're the worst side.
Yeah, because we won the FA Cup, you won a League Cup,
Carabao Cup.
Yeah,
and two Community Shields. Don't get it twisted. One with still count as a trophy. Listen, you can't listen, guys. That helps breed winning mentality. Community
no,
Shield.
forget Marcel. Answer the question: is one league title in 7 years good enough? That's the only question. I'm not reading out anything else you say. Answer the question: is one league title? Let's call it 8 years because you ain't gonna win it this season. Is one league title in 8 years good enough? Simple, yes or no. Don't want to hear anything else. It's a yes or no. Until that, I will ask you this question right now and then every other stream until you answer the question. And I'm not petty. I'll do it. I'm saying. If we gonna ignore everything else, I'll do it.
I'm counting the Charity Shield because you're out here bigging up your guys, got credit in the bank, and he's only won one league title in 8 years.
8 years. Soon to be 9 because they ain't gonna win it the season after. So it's almost a decade. So he did a Claudio. He's done as well as Claudio Ranieri in the Premier League.
And I'm very sure, Marcel, if your manager won the Community Shield, you'll be counting that too. You know what I mean?
I think they won one. They won one.
Did they? I can't remember.
Nah, this season they won one because Peter was going on about.
Oh my God.
They won it this season. Remember, they beat City.
Yeah. Oh, that is true. That is true. That completely slipped my mind. But still, we still won the same amount of trophies as Liverpool in the last 10 years. You've won what? The Premier League, you've won the Champions League, you've won the FA Cup, you've won the Carabao Cup, and you've won the Community Shield. That's 5 trophies. We've won one of those bar the Premier League. We've won the Europa League. We've won the Community Shield. We've won the FA Cup. We've won the Community Shield twice, and we've won a Carabao League Cup. That's 5 trophies.
Big up Shellington. Hey, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. I'm saying, yo, answer the question, Marcel. Is one league title in 8 years good enough for Klopp? That's all I want to hear. No, it's man ain't ducking it. Answer it. I'm saying, we'll keep the show rolling. I'll just ask him on this show, and I'll ask him on every time he see him pop up. I'll ask him on the Q&As. I'll ask him on the watch-alongs. I will do this. I will ask him from now to the end of the World Cup. I'll ask him on every World Cup stream. I do not care. All right, let's talk about it. Man, all of a sudden it's his team. Man don't want to talk. Man ain't got the fingers for that. Pause. You know what I'm saying? And man don't want to do it now. Man don't want to talk. Is that good enough? Man was talking about standards when it came to my football club. So is one league title in 8 years good enough for yours? It's a simple yes or no. And then we can go somewhere.
And I think, Marcel, you should be careful why you say the decade, because the decade also includes the Premier League that we won in 2013, the trophies we won from 2010 to 2013.
Decade still.
yeah, we are. So be careful, because we've actually won more trophies in the last 10 years.
Ain't trying to deflect. You brought up Liverpool. Answer the question. Is one league title in 8 years good enough for Liverpool Football Club? And Jurgen Klopp is yes or no. Ain't trying to deflect. You brought this up. So let's talk about it. This is you. You come here every day talking rubbish about my football club. So let's talk about yours then. And you was talking specifically about my standards for my foot. So let's see your standards then. This is a conversation. You can't have it all one way. Don't work like that. I don't know where you think this is. So answer the question. Is one league title in 8 years good enough for Liverpool Football Club? And I will continue to answer this question. I will keep this show rolling for the next 2 hours asking you the same question. Try me. I've done this shit before. I've done this shit before. Certain man haven't come back. Shout out to Don KJB. Those that know. Those that know what happened to my man. He ain't been back since he got cooked. That was a simple question. Man don't want to answer. All of a sudden, I answer all questions. All of a sudden, now man don't want to answer. No, I don't work like that. Don't work like that. Nah, here. You know what I'm saying? I don't know where you thought you was, but it ain't that. Know his people. Now you quiet. I've asked it. No. Don't change the question. Is one league title in 8 years good enough? We're not talking in totals. Is one league title in 8 years good enough?
It is
We're
not.
talking Premier League solely. Don't talk about champs. Don't talk about domestic cups. Don't talk about no UEFA Super Cup. Don't give me no glorified Charity Shield. Premier League. Is one league title in 8 years good enough for your football club with your Jurgen Klopp? We're talking Premier League solely. Say yes or no question. Now I've asked him 6 times, people. I will continue to ask. Big up Surfer in the cut as well. Big up Surfer. Every time. My brother. Let's go. And that being said, people, make sure you check out tomorrow as well. Sky. Tomorrow, what we got coming up tomorrow? Oh, yeah. Wednesday. Manchester City versus Chelsea, first Carabao Cup watch along of the season. So I'll be doing that. Manchester City versus Chelsea. There won't be a watch along. There won't be the Q&A on Wednesday. I moved it to Thursday. But you'll probably get the Lakers Clippers stream tomorrow, 3 a.m. So that'll be late. No, we're not bringing up anything on that. Stop deflecting. Answer the question. And I will continue to answer this question. You know what I'm saying? I don't care if the numbers drop. Is one league title for Jurgen Klopp at Liverpool in 8 years good enough? It's yes or it's no. Simple as that. And I will continue to answer this question here and on every other stream. I'm not hearing anything else you say. You're never going to get answered anything else. Nothing. Let's talk about it. All of a sudden, now it's changed. Now, man, don't want to answer questions, people. When you ever see me duck anything, especially with Manchester, I don't duck no questions. All of a sudden, man want to run, duck, and hide in that. Man want to run, duck, and hide when they're in the hot seat. Yeah, he's spitting.
Thank you, I'm like, yo, Marcel, come on, just come out. People out here want to have their dinner, bro.
Oh, man don't want to answer it. You know what I'm saying? Man don't want to be brave because he knows either way he's fucked. That's what it is. He's fucked. Either way he answers the question, he knows he's in a corner. That's what it is. If he says yes or he says no. And he knows I know this as well. And this will be used against him at a later date, but this is his fault. This guy was running his mouth about my football club for time and I let it slide. But today I got time. I really don't because I want to get my hair done, but it is what it is. You see me out here with nappy hair, it's on Marcel and that. But we move. That's why I still got the do-rag on, people. But we move. I need to get my hair done. I'm attempting to.
Clearly, Marcel doesn't want me to have dinner today.
Yo, clearly you don't want me to get my hair done, which is cool. I'll have to try to get it done tomorrow. I need to get the trim as well, but we move. You know what I'm saying? And that, like,
Marcel, just answer the question.
No, see, now we switched it. I'm not answering none of your questions. You know what I'm saying? Is one league title in 8 years good enough for Jurgen Klopp at Liverpool? It's a yes or no question. I've now asked you 8 times, ironically. The amount of years that Klopp's been there and won one league title. Well, almost. Yeah, Doddy, you know this. And anyone got any Manchester United questions, feel free to get them in as well. Continue. Get any questions in. No, you didn't answer the question because it was yes or no. You didn't answer the question. You put other stuff in it. Is one league title in 8 years good enough for Jurgen Klopp at Liverpool Football Club? It's a yes or no question.
It's a close question. It's not
just write yes or no, and then the next comment, you can put your reasons as to why. But I just want to see yes or no. I want to see 1 3-letter word or 1 2-letter word. That's it. Yeah, Philip, you know this. This is why even though, like, you get it. And of course, Donny as well, Flawless, I agree with you. Domestic cup would be. Of course it would be. We haven't won a league title in 5 years. I've been saying this. We have no right to downplay anything. No right to downplay anything whatsoever.
That's what we're saying. That's what we've been saying as well.
No, like, I know.
But Marcel disagrees with us.
Yeah, but all of a sudden, I don't want to answer questions in that.
Mm-hmm.
Yes or no. I'm saying. And then you can put your reasoning behind it. I just want to see a yes or a no, and then the next comment and reasons as to why. Yeah, man. See, Surfer knows about Don KJB. This is exactly what happened. When I got time, people, I got time. And Don KJB was another like Marcel who was running his mouth for time. And I let it go. But I can't. Eventually, I won't be like, all right, you're going to get got. Now, and that's what it is. Now you in the hot seat. Now you on stream. This is like him being on stream with us. Because when you're on stream and, yo, the shots fired, people think it's easy. Now you don't want to answer questions. And like I said, I will continue to ask him this question, people. Q&As, all the watch-alongs, World Cups. I won't hear nothing. What if it be, yo, big up Marcel? I'll ask him the question. I will put it in the comments and right on the screen.
Please, just answer the question.
I know this might not be the most entertaining for people, but I'm proving a point here, people. because people will jump on screen, they jump in the comments, talk rubbish about my team, all that. That's all well and good. I'm cool with that. Ask me questions all day long about football. Ask Ivorian on his channel questions all day long, which is cool. You know what I'm saying in that? Cool. But then when I'm trying to go back and forth and ask you a question about your team, you don't let me do that. The comments would be on my head if I didn't answer that. If Ivorian asked me a question and I didn't answer, the comments would be on my head. If Surf is on here on a Q&A and I didn't answer a question, the comments would be on my head. Go Flawless, why are you ducking the question? On my neck if I did that. But all of a sudden it's so, no. I treat everyone, you're a part of the community. You're a resident of the city. You got to abide by the rules. Just, you're in the city, you abide by the rules. You pay taxes. We answer questions out here. And bear in mind, people, this is his fault. We were talking about United. This is where this started for those that are just joining. Me and Ivorian, we were talking about United and like what we can win this season in Europa League and FA Cup and League Cup. I don't want to answer the question, Donny. You didn't answer the question, man. Show me the yes or no. You didn't answer the question. See, people ducked it. I'm saying that. No bottle.
It is what it is. Marcel don't want to answer the question. He's still saying he's answered it. He's
He
answered the question in different ways, but he never answered the actual
Never
question.
answered the question. Man started talking about other trophies and all them things then. I'm saying I asked him about one thing. And you talking about all this other stuff. But we move, innit? Because he knows he's fucked regardless. And don't worry, people. I'm going to remember and I'm going to ask him again. And again and again and again. Until he answers the question. Try me. I'll ask you every World Cup watch-along. Try me. Last point. I'm hearing Ronaldo could leave. Let me see if I can find a quote. Hold up. 1 second. Well, reports is he can leave in January. Your thoughts on that, Ivorian? Talk to me.
Again, I don't mind if Ronaldo was to leave because it frees up the wage bill. It's all about who's going to replace him, who's going to come in. Again, when we play with Ronaldo up front, we basically play with 10 men. Am I lying? No, that's true. We all play with 10 men. The guy ain't pressing. You know, he looks like he's pressing. He's looked like the definition of, oh, you look like you're working hard. You know what? Like we said it earlier on. Looks like you're working hard. But really, truly, he ain't working hard. He's just trying to con us that he's trying to chase dead balls and lost balls, trying to show that he can press. But yeah, he's really just, we're not as fluid as we should be with Ronaldo and starting, and compared to when you see a Martial or Rashford playing up top, where everything is fast, the football's free flowing. So definitely, I don't mind if Ronaldo was to leave, because look at him, you can't score against the lower oppositions of Sheriff and etc. In the Europa League, you know, you're the top dog in the Champions League, and you can't be the top dog in the Europa League, a league that's even one less than the Champions League, a lesser competition, a lower ranked competition compared to the Champions League, and you can't pack in a team of Sheriff. We had to help you score. We tried to usher Ronaldo to get a goal against Sheriff. You know, like here's the ball, there's the back end there, just aim there. The guy didn't score. So yeah, man, I'm in favor of him leaving. I've always been in favor of him leaving because he's done disrespect to the club. Whereas you've got pundits saying he's being disrespected, and that's where I've had enough of this nonsense. Where you don't turn up to work, you don't turn up to preseason, you leave work early twice in a row without telling the manager. No, you can't do stuff like that, and then you don't even apologize. You write a statement that moving like Marcel, not saying sorry. You said everything but I'm sorry. Marcel says everything but yes or no.
Yes. It's the Ronaldo situation. Yes. Said everything but yes or no in that. I'm saying.
So
I'm not hearing no excuses. And to Donny, you said for Liverpool, 1 league title isn't enough, but part of that is down to. I'm not hearing the extra stuff. That's why yes or no. Don't give me the reasons as to why. Is it good enough? Is yes or no? I'm saying. But Marcel don't want to answer because he knows that I either answer, he's fucked. You know what I'm saying? He's either got low standards or he has to admit Klopp's failed. And he don't want to do either. That's why he don't want to answer the question, people. Go on, carry on, fam.
Yeah, so definitely Ronaldo is someone that I don't mind being sold. We was expecting him to leave in January because we heard the reports earlier on during the start of the season, even after the transfer window closed, that mentioned that Matt will probably let him go in January. So we'll see in it. Hope he goes and enjoys himself. I'm just hoping that we sign someone quality as well, because it's not just about making up the numbers. If you're losing a player of Ronaldo with 450k salary per week, then you freed up a lot of money to sign a top striker. It's whether we can get that in January. We'll see.
Because it says it's expected within Manchester United that Ronaldo will leave the club in January. The search for replacements is already underway. That's reports. How true that is, I don't know. But I'm in agreement with you in regards to him being gone, brilliant. Bringing in a replacement, also brilliant. Even though I think we need 3 strikers, legit. We need 3 strikers, legit. We do. Big up to Fardini, who says, "Don't move on. This is hella entertaining." Yo, we aim to please, man. Always. Like I say in it, let me duck questions in it and not answer clearly. Yes or no? Yes or no? Man, don't want to answer in that. Say yes or no question. No, I don't want to hear about City. I don't want to hear about Pep. I don't want to hear about the grass being too green, or it was windy, or the sky was too blue. You know what I'm saying? Or I had the wrong shoes on, or my boots now broke with my no. Say yes or no question. Because when man ask me questions, I answer. Man don't want to answer yes or no questions. I don't want to hold his football club to the same standards, to the standards he wants me to hold mine to. Practice what you preach. Say it all the time, people. Preach what you practice, man. Word to Muzzy in it. Cut from a different fabric. You know what I'm saying? There's levels to this shit. Answer everything. That's why man's out here. Man don't look no questions, no smoke. You know why? Because I'm very consistent. You can't trip me up. You can't trip me up, people. Can't. Win, lose, or draw, managers and players should have their fair share of blame. Yeah, Donny, 100%. 100%. Without a doubt. Well, yeah, with the Ronaldo situation, hopefully we draw a line under it. Anything else you want to touch on, Ivorian?
No, so we've covered up everything from the match to Ronaldo and the draw. There's nothing to talk about apart from what me reading that one of our CEOs is due to be leaving.
Oh, is it?
Potentially, we could get.
See, thing is, no one really knows the CEOs.
I have no idea. This is news to me.
Okay, the name, no one would know. The name reports. Let me see. Let me go straight to it. I'm on it. The managing director of football operations executive Alan
Dawson, who was working on the Ed Woodward, potentially will be leaving his post. So that frees up space for probably someone else to come in. That's hopefully good enough, because I want to see someone good enough that can change and revamp the club, because the people that were working there before are just people just full of banksmen, not football players, not football men at all. So we'll see it, and that's the only news that's come out recently. So yeah, that's the only thing I can talk about. But
apart from that, everything has been covered, guys.
Yeah,
Marcel, you took a lot of our time.
Yeah, well, hey, people, we entertaining at least. You know what I'm saying? That's what we're here for. And just know it's people. Like I said, Manchester United fans, I'll say this again. When talking to rival fans, take shit they say with a pinch of salt. Because when you question them on their team, all of a sudden goalposts change and it's different. 1 league title in 7 years, man, don't want to answer. But let me say, Manchester United winning a domestic cup and top 4 is success. Oh no, you need to have higher standards. My man don't have them high standards for his own football club. Why is that? I'm saying, why is that? I'm gonna tell you, the grass ain't always greener, people. There's shit in every field. But here we are. Love to everyone that's locked in. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Don't forget thelatesttrends.net as well. www.thelatesttrends.net. Online designer clothing store, people. Online, make sure you check it out. It's online designer clothing at cheaper prices, people. So you got Givenchy, D-Squared 2, Off-White, Palms Angels, Jordans, plus more. They also have footwear on there as well. There's also trainers on there, other accessories, male and females. Coming up close to Christmas. You work very hard. Treat yourself, people. Obviously, if you've been underachieving like Klopp, don't treat yourself. But if you have been working hard and hitting your objectives and overachieving, treat yourself. Or treat your other half, man. Treat your female. You know what I'm saying? Or to any females who are watching, treat your other half. Treat your hubby. Either way, people, www.thelatesttrends.net, and make sure you check out the website as well. Make sure you check out the website. You feel me in that? Big up to everyone that has locked in. And yo, Marcel, I've told you this before. It's 100% authentic. I'm saying, man, don't promote no knockoffs. You know what I'm saying? And that we move. The only thing cheap and knocked off is your manager's teeth, but here we are. I'm saying, but we move. Man don't want to answer questions, but man got jokes. You feel me? I ain't slick, you know what I'm saying? And the answer to the question is 1 Premier League title. Never mind. You ain't gonna answer. Ivorian, anything you want to ask, say before we leave?
Make sure you guys subscribe, and also Marcel, anytime you got time during we go off, you can put in a comment yes or no. You still got the opportunity to let us know. It doesn't have to be live, you know.
Nah,
But
it's
yes.
gotta be live. Let your apologies be as loud as the disrespect. You know what I'm saying? I'm not asking. We go live. When did we next go live? Not tonight. We live tomorrow. I'm asking. All during
Ask
that
him
City
again.
Chelsea watcher. Oh yeah. I'm not responding to anything else he says. I'm just asking the question.
But yes, of course, subscribe, smash that like button. Of course, you can always follow me. Subscribe to Red United TV live on Thursday for the watch along for the Carabao against Aston Villa as well. Of course, you're going to be watching that here, so make sure you watch both of us at the same goddamn time. And of course, if you want to follow me, I've run _Spice. If you want to follow Red United TV Instagram and Flawless, we have reached 15k. We're on the verge to 20,000 followers on Instagram.
Let's go. Love
Yes.
that. Love that.
Yes,
Love that. Love that.
20,000 guys soon. So that's Red United TV 1. Tomorrow is Women's Crush, Manchester United Women's Crush Wednesday. So it's a good time to follow today and tomorrow, where you can see some beautiful women in the Manchester United jersey. That's what you love to see, innit? Women in a football top.
Lovely, bro. But make sure you check out make sure you go follow, go check out the Woman Crush Wednesday, all that stuff. Shellington, no worries, man. Big up to everyone that's locked in. Some people be out here working, you know what I'm saying? Love to everyone that has locked in. And just back to the point, I even said Klopp has achieved or underachieved. That's why the Liverpool fans' perspective and couldn't get one. That tells you all you need to know, people, innit? Because that Klopp had won 4 or 5 Premier Leagues in 7 years, the energy and conversation would have been different. But 1 in 7, is it good enough? Is it not? I don't know, because I don't look at Liverpool like that. So here's what it is. I just like where my manager's going. And we better deliver a trophy this season. We better deliver at least one of these 3 trophies we need to land. 100%. But love to everyone that's locked in. This has been the ManDem United podcast live on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube. Big up.